I think the main sort of topic that we have today, and I think there are 7 questions regarding that, is the big question about why we are promoting mobile games. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously like a bit of a hot topic that GLK has been sort of around since 2007. We had the forum, then we moved to Facebook, I think in 2010 or so. 3 years later, we were on Facebook, and so the audience that we built is primarily, I think, sort of a PC gaming audience. And these are the guys who have been like with us in our tournaments, in our discussions, on the forum, at SLCG, like I think 2017, 2016, 2015 were pretty much all PC game based, right? Ramesh Vigum, if we remember right, a majority, 99% I'd say.
මම හිතන්නේ මේන්ම දෙයක් මම හිතන්නේ ඕගනයිස් කරපට අතර මම අපි තුන් දෙනා PC ගේමර්ස් ලා තාමත් මම හිතන්නේ අදටත් අපි තුන් දෙනා casually play කරන්නේ PC ගේමර්ස්. ඒක මම හිතන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් establish කරන්න ඕනේ මේ ඒ කියන්නේ PC games වලට ආදරේ කට්ටියක් ඉන්න අතරම සමහරව ඉන්නවා. ඒ කියන්නේ mobile PC ගත්තොත් තමන් කැමති වැඩිය mobile වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ සමහර විට හිතනවත් දන්නේ නැහැ අපි මොබයිල් ගේමර්ස්ලා අපිත් මොබයිල් එකේම තමයි ඉන්නේ. ඒකින්ද අපි වැඩිපුර මොබයිල් වලට ආසයි හරි මොකක් හරි ඒ වගේ නිකුත් හිතනවත් දන්නේ නැහැ. ඇත්තටම එහෙම දෙයක් නෑ. අපි ඔක්කොටම කැමති. PC ගහනවා, PlayStation 4 එකත් අපි use කරලා ඒකනොත් අපි play කරලා දෙනවා. අපි casually Mortal Kombat එහෙම ගහනවා PlayStation 4 එකේ. ඒ වගේ අර එහෙම අපි mix එකක් තමයි ඇත්තටම අපි කට්ටියම හිතන්න කැමති.
We from the beginning have been like 90%, 99% plus PC gamers. We have organized PC tournaments from 2008 onwards. If anyone has been to SLCG from the beginning, you all will see the amount of effort and finances, manpower, and all of that goes into sort of organizing a LAN tournament with PCs. I think 2018 SLCG had about 150 computers, like gaming computers, that we brought into one location to have this mega PC event. What y'all are seeing actually now on social media with the whole mobile scene growing is just more people in Sri Lanka are actually watching and taking part in mobile games. That doesn't mean that GamerLK is ignoring the PC gaming community or that we are organizing less PC tournaments. It's just that we have also identified a huge esports community in the mobile community, and that's something that we can't really ignore. I'll go through some numbers actually to sort of give you all context on what I'm talking about, and this should answer most of the questions regarding mobile. Also, the way that we're actually thinking about PC mobile console. Right, okay. So in the last 3 years, we have had about 215 tournament titles that GamerLK has organized. That is, console, PC, mobile all together. In addition to that, there has been about 79 tournament titles organized by third-party organizers. That could be the clans, that could be other, brands, whatever. And so this is the definition of a sort of a tournament title is, let's say we have Sri Lanka Cyber Games, that has about 20 titles in it itself. So SLCG would count as 20 tournament titles, not one. So that if you follow that sort of logic, we have organized 215. Other people have organized about 79 over the last 3 years, and 68% of those 215 are actually PC based titles. That means a majority of the tournaments and the tournament titles that we have actually organized over the last 3 years are PC based. That is, the CSGO, Valorant, Fortnite, Overwatch, etc., etc. Rainbow Six. I think 2019, Vikum and Ramesh, correct me if I'm wrong, but 2019 SLCG, we had planned about 30 titles, right? Including, PC, mobile and everything, but overall about 30 titles at a LAN event, which is a fairly challenging sort of engagement when you think about it.
මහිතන මේ SSG ගැන කතා කරද අපි සාමානයෙන් SSG ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉවෙන්ට් එකට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා නම් දැකලා ඇති ඉවෙන්ට් එකේ බිග් පෝෂන් එකක් නැත්තම් ඒ කියන්නේ වෙනියු ස්පේස් එකෙන් ලොකු පෝෂන් එකක් ගත්තාමත් ඒක ඇලොකේට් වෙන්නේ PCs වලට 150 PCs වගේ ඇලොකේට් කරනවා PC gamers ලට මොබයිල්ස් වලට තියෙන ගොඩක් වෙලාවට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සාමාන්‍ය සයිස් ස්පේස් එකක් අර PC වලට තියෙන ස්පේස් එක ගැන අතරම කතා කරාම තව දෙයක් මම හිතන්නේ අපි දැන් 2020 දී ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ පැන්ඩමික් සිටුවේෂන් එක පටන් ගත්ත වෙලාවේ ඕගනයිස් කරපු බිග් ඉවෙන්ට් එක ෂෝඩවුන් එක මම හිතන්නේ ඒක ගැන කතා කරොත් ඒකෙත් වැඩි ටයිටල් ප්‍රමාණයක් අතරම තිබුණේ PC ෆෝකස් එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ Call of Duty 4, Rainbow Six, League of Legends, එතකොට Fortnite, Dota 2, CS:GO, PUBG PC ඔය වගේ ගොඩාක් PC.
Let's not list the games because we're going to miss one and that community is going to get like really pissed at us.
කොහොමද කියන්න ඕනේ අපි අර ඒ වෙලාවේ ඕගනයිස් කරපු බිග් ඉවෙන්ට් එකෙත් majority titles තිබුණේ PC based titles.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ඊට අමතරව මම හිතන්නේ ඒවත් එම බ්‍රෝඩ්කාස්ටිංగ్ සයිඩ් එකේ වුණත් අපි අවුරුදු ගානකට කලින් ඉඳන් ගත්තත් මම හිතන්නේ මොබයිල් ගේම්ස් වලට වඩා මේන් ෆෝකස් එක දීලා තිබ්බේ හැමදාම PC titles වලට. අපි මෑතක ඉඳන් තමයි ඉවෙන්ට්ස් වල උනත් PUBG හරි ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් ලෙවල් එකක් කරන්නේ. ඊට කලින් අපි අවුරුදු 9ක් තිස්සේ කරේ COD 4, CS:GO, Dota, League of Legends ඒ වගේ ගේම්ස් තමයි මේන් ස්ටේජ් දාලා අපි ප්‍රොමෝට් කරලා ස්ට්‍රීම් කරලා ඒ ප්‍රොඩක්ෂන් ඇස්පෙක්ට්ස් උත් ගොඩක් ෆෝකස් කරේ ඒවට. ඉතින් ඒක වෙනස් වෙලා නැහැ මම හිතන්නේ.
Yeah. But chat එකේ තව game titles මේ විකුම් කියපු නැති game titles list එකක් එනවා. Yeah, so 68% of GamerLK tournaments in the last 3 years have been PC based. So this is fact. We actually went through all our tournaments, we listed it out, and a majority are PC based titles. 32% are 32% are mobile based. That means played on mobile, either online or you come to the event and take part that way. And so this is an interesting stat. So you take all of that together, you look at the third party organizers, you look at what GamerLK has done, and 75% of all PC gaming tournaments in Sri Lanka in the last 3 years are organized by GLK. So there is this huge misconception that GamerLK is completely killing the PC gaming, PC esports industry. They're promoting mobile esports only. That is completely incorrect. So our policy is that we want to maintain the PC gaming tournaments that we organize, and we have organized since 2017. But we also want to include this sort of mass market group of esports athletes and gamers that are playing on mobile. Now, we are not going to get into a debate about what is more competitive, what requires more skill, graphics or anything like that. That's not how we choose the titles that we actually concentrate on and have tournaments for. And so we are not going to have that conversation here. Some of us haven't even played, for example, Free Fire. Although we organize tournaments for it, we haven't really played that game. It's not that's not us saying it's a bad game. It's just that there are different factors that we take into account when we choose the titles that we want to take forward. So out of the PC gaming tournaments organized in the country, 75% of them are organized by GamerLK. So based on what we had last year, and last year was when I say last year, it's 2019 versus 2020, there's been actually an increase in the number of PC gaming titles organized by GamerLK. So we haven't reduced, we have in fact increased the number of titles we have organized. And that's in contrast to your other tournament organizers in the country that basically 52% reduction in the number of PC titles that they have organized. So really we are trying our level best with the community, with our referees, with our tournament organizers to maintain all of our PC gaming tournaments. Whether it's small community tournaments like the GCWLs, GCCLs and things like that, or whether it's the larger tournaments like our showdown event. We want to always include PC gaming tournaments because that's close to our heart. We are inherently PC gamers. So if you look at the statistic that GamerLK's number of PC tournaments has increased and third party PC tournaments have sort of reduced, you'll see that we are trying our best to actually maintain the PC gaming, PC-based esports scene in the country. So this is a stat that we actually have in terms of the number of people who are participating in PC gaming tournaments in the country. So despite 50% of third-party tournaments, reducing, we have a 8.6% increase of the number of participants in PC gaming tournaments. So this is, when I say participants, it's the number of times a PC gaming title tournament gets a registration. Malit, I see your question repeating a couple of times. We're going to get to it because we'll go point by point. Your question was asked earlier, and it's one of our questions that we'll answer. So PC participants have increased 8.6%. That's probably based on the 2% increase in GamerLK tournaments. In comparison to that, the mobile gaming participants in the country have actually increased by 620%. That's a crazy number. That means the number of times people have taken part in a mobile esports tournament has increased by 620% compared to 2019. So 2019 we had a certain number. 2020 that increased by 620, and this is the sort of growth that we are seeing when we start organizing esports tournaments for the mobile gaming community. That's the PUBG Mobile, the Free Fire, the Call of Duty Mobile, the Mobile Legends, hopefully Wild Rift when it comes out for this region. And so from our perspective, we are not killing one side of a platform and then going to the other. Not at all. We are maintaining that. We are almost increasing it, but we are also organizing events for the mobile community so that big community can actually take part in competitive esports. So these are some rough statistics, and if you're a digital marketer or any sort of marketer, don't take these at sort of face value. These numbers have been put together. I would call them an educated guess. These numbers have been put together based on Facebook statistics, based on conversations we've had with brands, a lot of different sources, and also gut feel included. And these are the sort of numbers that we're looking at. There's about 500,000 to 1 million mobile gamers in Sri Lanka. This is inherently people all across the island who have access to a mobile game and can install some sort of mobile game on their phone and play that game. So the reason it's so big is because they don't necessarily, Sri Lanka has a certain GDP. I think it's like, I'm not going to guess it, but the GDP per capita is basically a lot lower than you would see in PC gaming heavy countries like North America, like Europe. And so that's one of the main reasons why mobile gamers in Sri Lanka are much higher than this number. So PC gamers in Sri Lanka, we're estimating around 80,000 to 100,000. This is, and the number of people who actually take part competitively in tournaments is even less. It's like 10 to 20% of this number that actually take part in tournaments. So that gives you some perspective into how we think, and also some actual stats to sort of back up why we want to also cater to this 500,000 to 1 million mobile gamers in Sri Lanka, because it would be wrong of us if we didn't cater to them. It would be unfair if we said, okay, we are not organizing mobile tournaments for these 1 million mobile gamers, and that would we would be shirking our responsibility if we didn't.